Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is the first video I've made in a while that didn't have anything to do with the series that I was doing. But what this really is I participated in the International Scrapbook Day over the weekend, and I was going to, follow along in as many challenges as I can. I get so overwhelmed. I'm sure you guys do too. And I chose to stick mainly with the Speigel Mom Scraps, all of the challenges that they had. It wasn't too overwhelming. I figured it was something that I could probably do the most for the most part. But I wanted to make sure that I recorded all the pages that I created, and this was the first one. And this one is called Put a Ring on It. And so it was put as many circle items on your page as you can. And boy, howdy, did I ever put a lot of circles on this page. So the first thing you probably saw, I didn't put any gesso on my paper, and it's marshmallow cardstock. It's by Basil, and sometimes you can get away with not putting any gesso on your cardstock, especially the marshmallow. It does hold the watercolor pretty good as long as you don't go too crazy with the water. And so I just chose the cheapo watercolor set that I got from Michael's and, um, just drew some circles and let it dry, added some sprinkles, let that dry. And what I showed you right there, I don't know if you caught it, you may need to go back and see that, is what as I was putting those medallions down, I didn't like the way that I could see the black through it. So I wanted to add some white cardstock, and then I used my dies that I had and I cut 6 of them out, and then I had to figure out a way to add adhesive. Well, what I did is I added the ATG gun, but you can see right through it, and I did not like that at all. So the nice thing about the ATG, it rubs off really easy. So then I thought, well, I guess I'm gonna have to use some wet glue, but how am I gonna do that? Well, as you can see, I just put wet glue in the very center, and it darkened it just a tad, but it looks like it's supposed to be that way because it's a medallion. So I like this so much better. I do, and I have to say, somebody mentioned that, when it's completed, it looks like a Ferris wheel, and I'm like, "You know what? I never even noticed that before." And I thought, "Well, why is that?" It's because they're not touching. So, if I really wanted to look like a wreath, I would go back and add some more circles. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that or not. You'll see here at the end. So I also added even more circles. I got my 2 circle punches out. I only have the 2. I think one is a 1 inch, and that's the one I'm using now, and I think the other one is an inch and a half, and those are the next the black and white circles I have there, I punched those from the inch and a half, and I have it laying over there on the right side of my layout. And I'm trying to use up as much of the papers that I have so that I can get rid of it, get it out of my stash, and yay. Now, isn't this paper gorgeous? This is from Pink Fresh. I want to say it's from a couple years ago. I don't think it was from last year. I think it was the year before that. And I got some 6 by 6 pages in a card kit, actually, that whenever I was in the card kit with, Simon Says Stamps. I'm pretty sure I got it there, and that has been several years ago because I was living in California whenever I was doing that, and I've been in Texas now for 2 years. So, yeah, it's been maybe 3 years ago since that came out. Anyway, I'm sure the 12 by 12 of that was just, oh, it would have been one that I would have hoarded, I can tell you. But, I'm learning, don't hoard because there's more lovely stuff as we know comes right along, so you might as well use up while you love it. So now I'm gonna still cut out even more circles, trying to, optimize the use of the papers that I have, going through, all of the embellishments that I pulled out, and I put it in that brown and white bag. Got that from, Freckle Fawn. It was one of their blooper bags. I've been, enjoying getting those. Those are pretty fun. So, one of the things I pulled out was this ancient, I call it ancient. It's, um it's one of those tags that has a silver rim around it with the that dangles, and it was for, like, pricing from oh my goodness. I don't even know what people would have used them for, but I've had them forever, and I mentioned it in one of my other layouts that I had pulled one for a kit in the past. I think I might even mention it on the kit that I had created for the National or International Scrapbook Day. And I love this striped paper. You just give me a rainbow stripe, I'm all over that. And I didn't have enough for 2 complete circles, so I had to kinda tuck under the edge that wasn't so round under that pink medallion. So this is looking pretty good. I like the way that it's looking. I pull them out, and I think that's what did it. When I pulled them out and made them further apart, I think that is where the Ferris wheel look actually begins. Oh my goodness, I'm doing even more circles. And I wanted different sizes. So, I didn't want them all to be inch and a half in the medallion, so I needed to have a little bit of variety here, and I'm glad that my photo is not a circle, because I feel that whenever you have a page that is full of circles, you should also have another shape, whether it be rectangle or square. So I totally am liking the way this is looking, and then I use the hickory smoke to go around all of the circles, of the paper to kinda give it more definition. I know some people don't like doing circles. I certainly don't mind it. In fact, I would say that is probably my go-to shape. I really like circles. I love wreaths. I recently downloaded a whole bunch of wreaths from Paige Evans', her Etsy group. She was having a sale during the National Scrapbook Day, and I always try to take advantage of those. I do have a scan and cut. I don't have a silhouette. So, I can't go to the silhouette store. Um, I have to find my cut files other places, and she also has them for free in the Facebook group, and I've mentioned that before if you've been watching any of my other videos. All right, gluing everything down. Now, I know for the paper, I could definitely be using the ATG gun, but at this point, it's just there's so many circles to put down, and to be honest, it is so much easier to use the wet glue, which I use the Scotch Quick Dry Techie Glue, but I wanted this little one, it says Happy Girl. I wanted to put that on some foam tape. So I needed something that had dimension. It can't all be uniform. It's kind of boring. The other itty bitty circle that I have my finger on, it's pink with a heart in the middle, but it has a little phrase inside. It says the happiest girl in the whole wide world. Even though she's not smiling, she's a pretty happy girl. This is my daughter that recently moved to Michigan. I miss her terribly, but I know that, she's accomplishing some things that she needed to do while she's in Michigan. So it's pretty exciting for her. All right, so how am I gonna glue this down? Well, I decide to make the string a little shorter, and I don't ever put anything on that tag. It's still kinda dangling as I'm looking at it today. I don't know if I'm going to put anything, to keep it I you know, I know I'm kinda fumbling here. I wanted to kinda dangle. I wanted to have some life, by just letting it hang free, even though it might be a little crooked in my page protector right now. So that you don't see the knot in the string of that tag, I decided to go ahead and elevate everything on foam tape. This foam tape that I got it from Amazon, and it is quite a bit cheaper than the 3M, and it is way the heck, stickier. It's very, very sticky. So and it doesn't tear, whereas the other one does. So I absolutely love these foam words, and this is the one I choose. I'm gonna do #dream, and that's gonna be the title of the page. I don't add any other sprinkles. The sprinkles I did use was Night Moves. I don't know if I mentioned that before. And I didn't use a sketch, so this is just my go-to. Um, put a ring on it is right, is just do a circle. You know, that silly song just comes to my mind now that I say it out loud. "Oh, make it stop, the earworm has started." Oh my gosh. Okay, so now it's time for sequins, and I do use several packs. I dig out some pinks, and there's a purple and some green and those lovely little blue iridescent flowers. And here are some still shots, and I want to say thanks for watching today. And if you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and you guys have an awesome day. See you next time. Bye bye.